What's going on, guys? Spikeslian here, and, oh, the mic's in the way of the camera. Oh, wonderful. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Spikeslian here, and today I am happy to present to you the newest in Harpy technology that I have been cooking up, as of late, and this one is an absolute doozy, and probably could, see some cuts here and there, but this is what I got to throw at you today. It is Harpy Maliss featuring Cash. Obviously, there's not that much Cash tier in here, but it's worth a little mention, as of course, you can lead off with a beautiful Unicorn or an absolutely devastating Fenrir, going alongside a nice little Birth and a Wraith Soth, of course. So we do have some goodies in there from the Cash side, but the main thing to focus on here is the Harpies and the Maliss cards. So we have two different waifu decks combined, of course, for all that waifu goodness, for all you horny assholes that are out there. I'm already swearing it's already the start of the video. Excellent, that's great news. I'm sure YouTube will love that. Anyways, let's talk about the deck, and I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. I'm going to talk about how the Maliss cards actually function, and I'll also talk about the Harpy cards and what they actually do for this deck. Because it doesn't seem like a lot, and on the outset, it doesn't really... They don't synergize in a way that the Harpy Cash deck works. They're just here, effectively, for link climbing, and I'll get to that in just a second. So, Harpies are just a really great engine to be able to plus a couple extra cards when it comes to link climbing. In addition to that, they have a couple other benefits that are related to some crippling problems with Maliss. So, for example, Nibiru is a big issue with Maliss that a lot of people have noticed, and one solution to that problem has been Link Spider. Well, guess what? We actually have built-in Link Spider because of Vanilla Harpy Lady, which is pretty atypical for us to use these days, but it is working out here today with us. So, let's talk about the Harpy cards first. We have 3 copies of Harpy Channeler. This is discard a Harpy monster to special summon one from deck and defense. And usually you'll get Pet Dragon or you'll get Perfumer depending on what you need. Next is Harpist. This is the best one to discard because of the fact that when it's sent to graveyard, in the end phase it searches for a Winged Beast. It doesn't activate immediately, it activates in the end phase, but it's still good to know. Next is Perfumer. This searches a spell or trap with Harpy Lady Sisters and its card text, which means you get Elegant Egotist, which says if Harpy Lady is on the field, special summon a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters from your hand or deck. In this case, all of them are named Harpy Lady while on the field or in the graveyard, which is perfect. We have Pet Dragon, which can special summon itself if a level 6 or lower wind monster is on the field. This includes Parallel Exceed, which we'll get to in just a second. And in addition to that, when it's sent to the graveyard from the field, you can also dump a Harpy monster, in which you would dump the Harpist, which is awesome. The Harpist will give us another Channeler back or a Perfumer depending on the situation. Next we have Vanilla Lady 1, which is Vanilla Lady 1. There's not much to talk about there. We have Feather Duster, of course, because it's searchable in this deck thanks to Hysteric Sign, which we'll get to in just a second. Of course, we have the most broken card in the deck, which is Featherstorm. And finally, we have Hysteric Sign. Hysteric Sign, what this does is that when it's activated, you can add an Elegant Egotist from deck or graveyard to your hand, which means that you can recur an Elegant Egotist. In this case, we would, which is awesome. And then it's one effect per turn. Just note this, okay? It's one effect per turn, not each effect once per turn. It's like Shaddoll monsters, if you want to look at it that way. When this card is sent from the field or hand to the graveyard this turn, you can search up to 3 Harpy cards with different names, and that includes Featherstorm and Feather Duster in that list, which is awesome. And of course, you can do either or of the effects. You just can't do both in the same turn. So typically, we want to go for that second effect as much as possible because we want to get Featherstorm as soon as possible. So, and it's the only way to search Featherstorm other than Thrust, which we're not playing in this list because we just don't have the space. I'm gonna be honest. Unless we make it 60 card, or we don't have the space for that. So next, let's talk about some of the other cards here. We have Cash Unicorn. Obviously, this is to get rid of extra deck cards. I'm not going to talk too much about Cash because I'm just going to assume that you guys know what they are because it's been about 2 years now. You should know what they are, and if you haven't figured that out already, I recommend checking out another video. In fact, you can check out my Harpy Cash videos, which will be linked somewhere. You can check it out on the channel. They're somewhere. There's plenty of videos for that. There's also one Fenrir in the list because that's really all we need. And then we have 1 Castro Birth, and we have 1 Planet Race-Off, so that's great. That's the cash list. Terraforming kind of is included in that, because if you already have Maliss and Underground, which we'll get to in just a second, you can search for the Race-Off and lead off with the cash stuff first, so that you can bait some hand traps. We also have Gold Sarcophagus here. This is mainly for the Maliss monsters, but you can also use it to banish cash monsters if you really need to. Like, let's say you have a Birth and Gold Sark in hand. This is another way to be able to get cash monsters on the field very easily and deal with your stuff. So that's great. Next, we have some of the random other stuff. Before we talk about the Maliss monsters, we have Dotscaper. This monster can be banished off of the effects of some of the one of the Maliss monsters, one of the Link monsters, so that this will special summon itself back to the field. It also can special summon itself if it's sent to the graveyard, but probably won't happen as often, especially not in the list that we have today. Next, we have Formud Skipper. This is searchable off of Silent Mining, and the reason that we like it is because if we don't draw a Harpy card, this is another great normal summon so that we can search for Parallel Exceed, and then Parallel Exceed can then be linked off into Harpy Conductor or whatever, because it's a wind monster. You can just basically link climb some more, which is great. Speaking of that, Parallel Exceed is here, and it's awesome. So when you link summon, it special summons itself from the hand, and then it specials another version of itself from the deck. So that's great. Of these 4 monsters, Dotscaper is by far the biggest Garnet. But overall, all 4 of these cards have been really helpful. And I feel like Formud Skipper is kind of one of the most underrated cards. Like, I don't see it in anybody's Maliss list. Probably because you don't really normal summon it all the time, so it kind of feels like extra filler. But the fact that it gets you effectively 2 more bodies is amazing. I think this is a fantastic card. And so I'm keeping it in for now. Am I missing anything? Silent Mining. This searches you a level 4 lower Cybers monster, and you discard for cost. Oh, well, it says send, but it's a discard. So Hysteric Sign counts for this, which is great. And I think that's it for generic cards. So now we get to talk about the Maliss monsters. Yeah. So next we have the Maliss monsters. So first we'll talk about Dormouse. Dormouse, they all have different effects depending on if they're being pointed to by a Maliss Link monster. We're not going to talk about that part. We're just going to talk about the actual effects themselves. Basically, when this one is on field, during your main phase, you can banish a Maliss monster from your deck, and then all Maliss monsters you control gain 600 attack this turn. And then if it's banished, you can pay 300 life points, special summon it, and then you're locked into Link monsters from the extra deck, which is why we have so many Link monsters, and we have a couple other random ones, which we'll get to in just a sec. So Dormouse is kind of your best starter because it's going to banish the other 2 babies, and the other 2 babies will be special that way. Chessy Cat, when it's banished, of course, it's the same thing. You special summon it, and then it locks you. And then its on-field effect is you can banish a Maliss card in your hand and draw 2 cards. There's no cost in that. It's all for effect, which means that it can be ashed and stop you from doing that, but it's it's kind of fine because neither of these need to really be normal summoned. You can special summon either of them, which we'll see how that works when we get into the combos. Next is White Rabbit. When this one's banished, same thing, special summons itself, and then on field, its effect, when it's normal or special summoned, you can set a Maliss trap from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard, which is why we only play 1 of each. You could play more than 1, but it's kind of mixed bag because you basically end up hard drawing it, and it's kind of a waste because you don't really want to draw them there. You'll get them naturally throughout the combo anyway, so yeah. Anyway, that is the Maliss babies. Then we have Maliss and Underground, which is the field spell. When it's activated, you can banish a Maliss card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which means this is not Ghost Ogreable, which is excellent. And then this can banish your Dormouse, so you can start the combo. And then another effect that it has is that while 3 or more Maliss traps, different names, are banished, Maliss Link monsters you control gain 3,000 attack. I literally have never seen this effect come up ever, but you could probably hit it if you have a long enough grind game. And then while you control a Maliss Link monster, your opponent's monsters can only target Maliss Link monsters for attacks, which is a fantastic effect because it makes it so that card effects are the only important part to be able to pop all the other babies, so that's great. And then, of course, we have the traps. So this is the best one. This one special summons from deck, but negates the monster's effects. All 3 of them have the same main gimmick, which is that the turn that they're set, you can banish a face-up Maliss monster in order to activate them as soon as they're set, which is awesome. So effectively, you could set the card from your hand, and then as soon as you normal summon a Maliss monster, if you wanna dodge imperm, you just flip this up, you banish the Maliss monster, and now it dodges imperm as soon as they imperm you, which is amazing. So you'll see a lot of Maliss players setting before they even normal summon or commit to any play, which is excellent. So these are great cards. Anyway, this one special summons from deck, like I said. And then, yeah, it negates their effects, which is fine. And then you can also special summon a Maliss Link monster if your opponent controls 3 or more cards, which kind of speeds up the process, but to be honest with you, most of the time it's not really worth it. I think it's still better to just do the baby play and just move on with your... I don't know. It's a mixed bag, but it's definitely interesting. Next, we have MTP07. This is kind of like... Well, at least I would compare it closest to, like, Returnia, which is... What is that frickin' deck called? Exosister. It's kind of like Exosister Returnia. It's... So, again, you banish a Maliss monster you control the turn you set this. But yeah, you add a Maliss monster from your deck to your hand, then if you control a Maliss Link monster, you can banish a card on the field, non-targeting, which is awesome. And then finally, we have GWC06, which is basically Reborn, but it's Reborn from Banished or Grave, which is awesome. And then if you control a Maliss Link monster, you can gain life points equal to the original attack of the special summon monster, which is great. So yeah, excuse me. So that's all the Maliss traps. These are great cards. And then finally we have the extra deck, which, oh my gosh, give me a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm so sorry about that. I had a sneeze attack. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. We'll see if that happens again. But anyway, let's talk about the extra deck. So we'll skip these guys for now. We have Access Code, of course. He's a classic. We have Haggard Lizardos, which is great because it'll banish a monster to be able to, you know, set up your plays for the Maliss monsters. If they get sent to graveyard in some way, you can banish them to then special summon them back, and then you link climb that way, which is awesome. Access Code actually does that as well, except you're probably going to do that on turn 2 onwards, so not really on turn 1, unless you're really desperate, but I don't know why you would be. Next we have Harpy Conductor. This is for Harpy plays, of course. This allows you to have Featherstorm, and then you can also protect herself by popping back row instead, which is pretty reasonable in this deck, considering you don't really need the field spell after you activate it. Unless, like, you really want the Maliss Link monsters, the only thing that people can swing at, but, like, it really doesn't matter. If your board is good enough, it will not matter that Malice Underground is in the field zone or not. It really doesn't matter. Also, you'll probably add it back anyways, because of Red Ransom, which actually searches it on summon. Then when this thing also points to a monster, the original attack and defense of all effect monsters your opponent controls are switched, which is pretty disgusting. And then, if this card is banished, you can pay 900 life points to special summon it, and then you banish a Cyberse monster from your deck. Hence why Dawscaper's here, which is pretty sweet. Or you could just do it with any Maliss monster too. So that's cool. Let's go back here. So we have IP, of course, it's broken. We have SP, of course, it's broken. For Cyberse plays, we have Splash Mage, which locks you into Cyberse when you special summon a Cyberse monster from your graveyard and defense position. But it's pretty great because it still allows you to link climb a little bit further and get into the link 5 a lot easier. Next we have Lingaribo. This is sort of a similar situation. This is like a negate an on-activation of a trap card. So this is kind of another way to get around things like Imperm and Evenly Match and things like that. And it's decently easy to put on the field, so it's not a bad option for sure. We have Link Spider for Nibiru, and also we can use it to special summon a Harpy Lady from our hand if we happen to brick that badly. Next we have, let's see, Link Decoder, which when you special summon a Cyberse Link monster with 2300 or more attack, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. So, effectively this card, you use it to link off into one of the Maliss monsters, because they're all 23 or higher, and then you can special summon it back for free, so you get even more link fodder, which is awesome. It's a fantastic way to grow your link climbing. And that's about it. Now we can talk about all the actual other important monsters. So we have Terahertz here, or Darkfluid, whatever you want to call it. It's a Link 5 monster. This thing is awesome. Negate any monster effects activated by your opponent during the battle phase. Quick effect, you can send a Cyberse monster from your extra deck or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, this card gains the attribute of that monster sent to the graveyard, and it gains 2500 attack. So a lot of people are using this for another code monster, but what I've decided to do is you just simply send stuff from your extra deck, and I have two options that I love. We have Packbit, which actually is another way to discard a Steric Sign, which is sweet, and then we also have the Save Worm, which is a back row negate. So this is another way to play through Imperm and things like that, when your opponent is going second, so that's awesome. And also Dark Really No More, Evenly Matched, all those cards, yeah, so fantastic card for that. And then again, Packbit, it discards a card, and then it moves a monster that your opponent controls backwards into the spell and trap zone as a face-up continuous trap, which is obviously fantastic removal. So that's that. And then now we have the Maliss babies, or the Maliss Link monsters, rather. So, we'll start with Red Ransom, since we already talked about it. Yeah, this one, it searches you the field spell if you don't have it already, and then you can special summon it when it's banished, and then you banish a Cyberse monster from your deck, so you get the Dotscaper from that. Next is the White Binder. This one, with special summon, you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyards and banish them. So this is awesome, because it says up to, and it's either graveyard. And it says them, which means that it resolves as much as possible, which is fantastic for rulings. And then during your main phase, you can set a Maliss trap from your deck or graveyard, so that means that there's 2 different ways to set the traps, which is again why we don't really want to draw them, because we'll get them anyways. And then lastly, when it's banished, you pay 900 life points, special summon this card, and then you draw a card, which is great, because that means you could draw up to 3 cards in the combo, which is super sick. Next we have Heart's Cryptor. This one I don't really get to make very often, but it's still a pretty good card. You can target one of your banished Maliss cards, shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, banish a card on the field, non-targeting. And then it also can't be negated if this card points to a monster, which is pretty disgusting. And then if this card is banished, you can pay 900 life points, special summon it, and double its attack, which is fantastic because of the fact that it would be like, I think it's like 5600 attack with the Dormouse boost on top of that, which is insane. And then imagine if you have the field spell on top, like, Jesus Christ, this thing is going to be massive and disgusting. So, this is a threat to be, of course, be reckoned with for sure, but it's definitely a going second card, more than anything else, so, I don't know. It's still pretty good. And I think that's it, right? I think we got everything covered? Yeah, so that's it. So, without further ado, let's do a little combo, shall we? Let's do some test hands. Okay, let's get to deck testing, shall we? Oh boy, this is this is a great example of one that you don't want to see. That's great. Let's see here. How do we want to proceed? This is really not a Maliss board, is it? Oh boy. What? They added a search in? What the hell? Huh. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so this is just Harpy Cash at this point. So we special Unicorn effect, we get Birth. Can we get to the Maliss monsters from here? That's actually a question I haven't actually figured out yet. Huh. Might have to run this one back, huh? Let's see, if I do Channeler gets Perfumer. Let me do this in my head here. I don't think there's a way for us to discard Sign. Trying to think if there's any possible way for us to get that. I don't think so. Unless we do Darkfluid, send Packbit. Well, color me stupid. That sure was a non-Maliss hand if I ever did see it. That's non-engine as fuck. But of course, it's still going to be good. It's just not going to be as good. So, we don't even have to activate Birth yet, we just do the rest of the combo now. Channeler effect, discard. We get, I mean, if I'm not discarding Sign, I'm not gonna get anywhere. So you know what? Forget it. Let's not even bother with this yet. Let's keep this together. Because we can actually plus quite a bit here. Actually, no, either way, it's not gonna matter. No, never mind. I'm gonna keep doing what I was doing. It's fine. Because I have to discard Lady 1, unfortunately, either way, so... It is what it is. We special Perfumer effect, we get Egotist, we're gonna discard Egotist, or we're gonna activate Egotist. Special Lady 1, or, well, Normal Lady, sorry. I'm not used to having Normal Lady, that's very strange. So now we have 4, right? None of these guys are cyber, so we can't make link decoder. I'm trying to think of how we want to make this happen. The only unfortunate thing is that Egotist would special from deck. If I didn't have to discard Lady 1, or Vanilla Lady, excuse me, it would have been a lot easier to do this. And all of them say that they need a Maliss monster, so unfortunately I'm kind of stuck. No, wait, I got it. I forgot that we can still make Darkfluid with this, I think. Oh, no, 3 Cybers monsters. Ugh. Is there a way for me to make 3 Cybers monsters this way? Okay, I can make Link Spider, and then I can make IP, and then I just need another Link to Cybers, which would be Splash Mage, which doesn't really work. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna work, boys. We fucked up. Well, it's fine. We reset. Just fuck it. Let's reset. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. I only spent 4 minutes trying to make it work. Oh, baby. We got everything in this holy shit, we got everything. This is the complete opposite side of the spectrum. So we're gonna go Ratesoth. Ratesoth adds us Unicorn. We're gonna special Unicorn effect. We're gonna add the Birth. Go. Okay, so that's good. We don't need to activate Birth right now. Here we can go Maliss and Underground. Back to banish a Maliss. We'll banish the Dormouse. We'll special the Dormouse by paying 300 life points. I'm not gonna do all the life point stuff. You're just gonna have to take my word for it here. So Dormouse effect. We can banish another baby. We'll banish... because we can banish MTP, but I think we actually want to go White Rabbit here. And special White Rabbit, I think, right? Yeah, because we don't really have another way to plus here, so we're gonna have to go... We'll special White Rabbit here. Well, we'll banish White Rabbit, special White Rabbit. White Rabbit effect will set TB11 here. I'm not gonna set it face down, I just want to keep it face up so you guys can see what it is. For visual purposes. So our normal summon will end up being Harpies, which is fantastic because we can then plus off the Elegant Egotist as well, so that's quite good. And then as well, Harpies will also give us a Search in the End phase, so that's pretty nice. We should be able to draw 2 as well later down the line here. MTP we probably don't even need after a certain point, but realistically we could also add the Chessy Cat to hand, but we don't really need to do that. It's very unnecessary, so... maybe later we might. Or we could also just add White Rabbit to hand, and then non-target banish something else on the field. I don't know, there's a lot of things we can do here. Lot of different factors at play here, so... We can use this Unicorn as well to, and then special it back with Birth, so it's really not a big deal. Or we could use the TB11 here and get some stuff done, but I think I'd rather use the TB11 later in the combo, so first what we'll do is we'll link off and make a Link Decoder. And then we'll link 3 here, and we'll make our good friend, we'll get Red Ransom here. So it'll be Red Ransom Chainlink 1, Decoder Chainlink 2, special back. Doesn't actually have to be here, I can move it over here. And then we add another field spell to hand. This is great because now Chessy Cat can banish that to draw 2 cards instead of the trap, which is excellent. And then here, we can use the TB11 if we want to banish the Red Ransom, in which I think I will do that. So we'll do the effect of TB11, we'll banish the Red Ransom, and we'll special summon a Chessy Cat here to get it on the field. And then we'll go Red Ransom effect, special this thing back, and banish a Cybers monster from deck. In this case, we go Dotscaper. Dotscaper effect will special itself. So now we're here. We've spent almost 1,800 life points. I think we're at 1,500 right now. Yep, because we've used 2 of the babies. So Chessy Cat still needs to be banished in order to special some things. That's fine. Red Ransom has been used here, which is great. We could link these 3 off, honestly, and just get White Binder going, and then banish the Chessy Cat to special it back. Right now it's negated, so we can't use its effect to draw 2 yet, and we also haven't normal summoned Harpist yet. We haven't locked ourselves yet, notably, so... we have locked ourselves into Link monsters, but that doesn't matter at all. So let's link 3 here. I don't think we need to link 2 at this time. I don't think there's a reason to link 2 right now. We could link 2 into Lizardos, and then special back, but I feel like that's a waste. We can just go straight into the White Binder, because White Binder will also just... We're never going to use the banish at any other time anyway, so we'll do the effect and we'll banish the TB11 and the Chessy Cat. And then we go Chessy Cat effect, special itself back. Now we can do Chessy Cat effect. We can banish this Maliss Underground, draw 2. Oh baby. Oh baby, we got Featherstorm. We're in. It is time to normal summon Harpist. There's no better time than now. And now... What's great about this is that we actually can we can use the Elegant Egotist to special summon Lady 1 from deck, and then we can actually make Link Spider out of just circumstance and then special Harpy Lady into it. Now, I can't remember if it says that we have to point to it. We do. So we have to find a way to get this White Binder off the field. Which is a bit of a challenge, but it should be possible. So at this point, we have Featherstorm live, which is great. I almost want to wait on the Egotist now, but I think we need to start linking here. We need to start linking. What do we do? What do we do? There's a lot of different options we have here. Or I could also just MTP07 and just banish Chessy if I really need to, because I feel like the engine that we have at this point is just never-ending. It's just going to keep going forever, which is excellent. Never a bad thing. In fact, we could also just do White Binder. In fact, yeah, let's just do White Binder effect to set a trap. That's fine, right? Because we just set the Reborn. Now we can do the Reborn effect. We banish the White Binder for that. And we special back a Dormouse. That's quite fine. Actually, yeah, no, this is good. We'll actually special it over here. White Binder effect. Special itself back and draw a card. Whoops. Well, okay. Sure. Okay. Great. Now this is being protected by card effects because of Dormouse, which is great. And both of them are indestructible by battle, I think? Oh no. It's Dimensional Barrier, which is nice. Or Dimensional Fissure, excuse me. Okay. So we're here now. At this point, we can start linking everything off. We don't really need White Binder to stay on field at this point. Or, yeah, like, Red Ransom can stay, I think. I think we can get rid of White Binder here and get rid of all the babies, and then we get the White Binder back later. I'm trying to think if there's anything better to do with that play. Because MTP07... Well, actually, maybe Red Ransom is the one that stays. Or sorry, White Binder's the one that stays, and then we get rid of the Red Ransom here? Because MTP07, we can use that to banish the White Binder, and then that brings everyone back. So I think we get rid of Red Ransom here, actually, on second thought. And then we bring it back later. So we'll link 5 here. And we make Darkfluid here. Now, obviously, we still won't be able to do, Link Spider, but I don't think it was ever in part of the equation anymore anyways. Really, we don't even need it. That's literally just bonus. I'm just wasting time at this point. So we'll go Egotist here. We'll special Harpy Lady. Which is great. And then here we can make Harpy Conductor. Right? Again, we can't use Link Spider effect because it has to special into the zone it points to. But if we get Nibiru'd, it really doesn't matter because we can use Link Spider and special summon Harpy Lady and still Featherstorm them, which is pretty sick. At this point, I think we just make Conductor and then we just use Castria Birth to bring back Unicorn and we call it a day. Right? It's pretty good. Pretty good. We make Conductor here. Activate Birth. Birth effect to special. Special back the Unicorn. we can put it here, I think, because we don't really need White Binder to be doing anything with the pointing. Whereas we kind of want Red Ransom's pointing to actually occur. And at this point, like I said, we still have Featherstorm live, right? So this is still live. We can set this, right? That's quite good. I'll flip it just so you can see it visually. And we have Dormouse in hand, which is literally won't do anything this turn, but it'll be follow-up for later, which is great. And at this point, on the following turn... Oh, sorry, one more thing. We do Dark Fluid effect. We send to Save Worm. So now at this point we have back row negation. We have Featherstorm for all monster negation. We have MTP07 for the Returnia effect, which we can use to actually just banish our White Binder straight up, and then that'll special itself back. And then we banish 3 monsters, so we can special back the Red Ransom, special back the Dormouse, and then maybe the Trap will banish as well. Because I believe White Rabbit, I think it can only set from deck, right? Yeah, so... yeah, we would probably just banish Red Ransom, Dormouse, and GWC. And so that's because Dormouse is protecting from card effects. We don't even need the effect to banish, because it doesn't matter. And then Red Ransom is just to fuck with the opponent, which is great. So yeah, realistically, those are the ones I think are worth it. And then to Save Worm is there to negate a back row. And there you go. You have Unicorn here too. This is great, right? There's literally no downsides to this board, I feel like. There's very few things that will be able to get through this reasonably, so... Also, you have Conductor as well, so you can use that to either pop the Birth or the Underground. Realistically, you pop the Underground because you don't even need it anymore. But yeah, it's all bonus at this point. Yeah, it's great. So... honestly, you could also just, on the Red Ransom banish, actually, you would special it and then banish Dormouse that way too, so that would be a third copy of Dormouse, but it doesn't matter, right? So you could actually use this trap, and then White Binder will be specialed back, and then you banish both the traps. Actually, yeah, so then that way Maliss and Underground makes everything massive. So there you go. I literally just... that's it. So to give you a visual on what that will look like, let's say that I did do this effect, right? I banish the White Binder. White Binder comes back. I draw a card. Sick. That's sick because then I send Pack Bit later, right? I send Pack Bit. Disable, or this discards a Hysteric Sign. Now I get to search 3 Harpy cards in the end phase, which is fucking sick. And then I get Featherstorm back again on my crackback. And then, yeah, anyway, and then, yeah, White Binder effect, to banish 3 cards, so we banish both the traps. Whoops. Banish, and then banish the Red Ransom. Red Ransom effect, we special this. Special this back, and then it banishes a Cyberse monster, so we banish Dormouse. Dormouse effect, we special it back in defense. There you go. So now this is being protected by this. This is doing its thing. At this point, like, do I even need to spell it out for you? Like, this is ridiculous. This is fucking broken. I got Unicorn, so I can rip your shit away. Like, this is insane. How do you beat this? It's unbeatable. I'm telling you right now. Obviously, I only had one hand to make that work, but, like, as long as you can see Maliss and Underground, it's really just full combo at that point. The Harpies are bonus, the Cashiers are bonus, that's all it is, right? And that's why I said it's not really synergizing the same way as Harpy Cash did. It's a different kind of synergy. But it all makes sense to just plus more on your Link summons, right? And get a little bit more going. So, we didn't really see the format skipper side of it, but it doesn't happen all the time, right? If you don't get Signet coding or Signet mining, you're not going to really see much out of it, so... Like, a hand like this is pretty sick. Because the only downside to it, really, is that you're gonna end up normal summoning Dormouse, so you have to find a way to, get into, all your Harpy monsters. Like, you're probably not gonna make Perfumer at any point. Pet Dragon you will be able to special because of Parallel Exceed's effect. You'll get another level 4 Parallel Exceed later, so you will be able to get Pet Dragon on field. But Dormouse will be normaled here. I'll just quickly go through it one more time, and then we'll end the video there. So, White Rabbit effect, special itself. White Rabbit will set the TB11. At this point, this is where you have to get creative here a little bit. We'll make the Lizardos here. Lizardos effect, we banish the Dormouse. Dormouse effect, summon itself back. And then these two to make the Red Ransom. Red Ransom grabs Field Spell. Then we go TB11, banish this. Special Chessie. Right? Red Ransom effect. Special itself back. Banish Dotscaper. Dotscaper effect, special itself. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Parallel Exceed. We haven't even done that yet. That was literally bonus. But anyway. Okay, yeah. And then at this point, these two can be linked off to whatever. It really doesn't matter. Because now we can just do Parallel Exceed plays anyways. I think we want to link off in a link decoder here. So then we can start plussing like crazy. So link decoder here. And then Parallel Exceed effect. Parallel Exceed effect number 2. That'll special the level 4 Parallel Exceed. Which then allows us to do Pet Dragon effect to special itself in defense. Which is great. And then we can go 1, 2, 3 into the White Binder. White Binder 1, Link Decoder 2. We can banish some shit. We'll banish the Chessie Cat and we'll banish the TB11. Chessie Cat effect to special itself back. Chessie Cat effect. We could use Chessie Cat effect to banish Underground because we really don't need it at this point. And it's kind of worth the draw too. I kind of think it's worth it, so we're gonna do it just to see what we get here. It's not too bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Unicorn's just kind of there for the crack bag if we do get fucked. Okay, and then we have Pet Dragon and Parallel Exceed, which we can use to get the Conductor here at this point. And then we can use these three to get the Link 5 if we need to. White Binder effect here will set the Reborn. Right? We'll just do the linking here. Get Conductor. Pet Dragon effect, we send the Harpist for the end phase. I forgot to do that, by the way. We forgot to do Harpist effect in the end phase in the previous hand test. But yeah, there you go. So now we have Featherstorm live if we had it. Obviously, the opponent doesn't know that, but we can fake it by having Conductor on board, right? And now we can do the Reborn if we want. But I think first we should probably try to get this Link Decoder off the field. And we can do that in a number of ways. We can make IP, because it's kind of not necessarily necessary, but it's kind of there. You can also do Splash Mage. Actually, Splash Mage might be good here. Let's do Splash Mage, because we're good. We don't have any other special summons to do that are not Cyber, so that's fine. So Splash Mage is good here. We can do GWC now. Whoops, this got banished. And then we special summon back the Dormouse. We'll clear this, don't worry. In a sec here. White Binder effect. Special self back and draw 1. There we go! There we go! There's Featherstorm, yay! So mission accomplished. We have it now, so that's perfect. Don't have to fake it anymore. And then, yeah, now we can use Splash Mage plus her to make the Link 5 if we want, or we can just go 1, 2, 3 and try to clear as much area as possible. Lots of different ways to do it. We don't even need the Splash Mage special summon. It's literally bonus at this point. Now the question is, which of these do we want to get rid of is the question. We will not be able to get the third trap this turn, it seems. But we will get it next turn anyway. So we could go Splash Mage plus the White Binder to be able to get the Link 5. And Dormouse is just kind of chilling, which is fine, I guess. It's awkward because you can't like, I guess you can make Lingery Bow. That's actually not bad. Let's do that. So let's do Link 5. We'll make the Terahertz. Actually, do we keep Whitebinder on field? Which one do we keep on field? I suppose it makes the most sense to keep Red Ransom on field. Whitebinder gets banished later. I think that makes the most sense. And then this can be Lingery Bow, right? I don't think anything else would be a very great option. I think. Actually, not here. Put it over here. So yeah, I think like you get the picture, right? There's like a lot of nuance to this list, and you can do a lot of crazy shit with it. And then obviously we get the we also get the effect to of Harpist. So we add a Harpy monster to our hands. We can add Channeler here. And there we go. We have basically a full Harpy cached hand now to follow up this board, which is insane. And then we also, of course, have the Deceive Worm. Then we have the Pack Bit on the second turn, which we could really just discard any of these cards. It's really any of these are viable. Probably the discarded one would probably end up being Feather Duster, because I feel like most decks this format don't necessarily need it unless it's Ryzeal, like for you to counterplay with back row. But yeah, anyway, I think this is good enough, right? I think you guys get the picture here. I'm sure there were ways to be able to set more of the traps and stuff that I just kind of forgot about or something, but hopefully this was still informative and it got you familiar with what's going on in the deck. Like, obviously I could throw an SP somewhere and make that work. Like, maybe we go SP to banish the Red Ransom or something, or maybe we make IP or something and then we go into Terahertz, or I don't know. There's probably some way to do it to make it workable, but I just thought I would mention this for now, and I think it's pretty good. If you have any questions, guys, just feel free to let me know in the comments. But of course, until then, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you appreciate the work I have done here, the magic I have created here. Rate, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I'll try to help you as much as I can. Until next time, peace, gamers.